super bantamweight champion of the world, Tiffany Van Soest.
Yeah, I have to paint for money because unfortunately the money that I make kickboxing isn't enough to retire on or to live on alone. You know, I'm able to feed myself, I'm able to pay my rent and take care of myself, but you know, I want to be able to retire. And the money that I make kickboxing isn't substantial enough for me to do that. So the entire time I've been a professional fighter, I've always had another job. I've always been a martial arts instructor, so teaching Muay Thai, kickboxing, personal training, and some odd jobs on the side here and there. But for the most part, because the pay just isn't substantial enough, I've always had to keep a second job. And so painting and selling paintings has become that, I guess, a third job, because I still train and teach, or train people and teach also. Just to apply the paint to my shins and fists. So my fists create a different effect, my shins create a certain type of line, my elbows, my knees. So at this point it's just kind of like, which brush do I want to use, which stroke do I need to make this painting happen? And then this is the painful, the slow process where I sit and I stare and I think, and then I wait for whatever wants to be expressed to come out. Usually takes a while though. There's a lot of thought that goes into it, like that, and I think that's part of my neurodivergent brain that starts analyzing. Is it balanced? Is it symmetrical? I want it to be off center. I want it to be on center. Do these colors work together? Is this giving me a good feeling right now? So yeah, this is where my brain does all the computing and thinking and the feeling, and then we move on. Because right now I really like this. I like the blending of the two colors here. I like the shape and the way that it's distributed. It's a little empty now. I do want to add some more, but I already like this where it's going. So it's kind of like, okay, you like this, don't mess it up. Let's keep going this way. And the challenge is like, okay, don't overdo it or do too much or ruin what you've got going on. But even if I do, the challenge is to go from that to turn that into something better. And so that's what I really like about it. It keeps my brain flowing and evolving and make something out of this and make something out of this. Or it helps me train my discipline. Okay, stop now. But that's always that, like, that tough spot where it's like, sometimes I'll look at it and I'm like, okay, it's done. I know it's done. And then sometimes I still even have paintings that are still hanging inside that I haven't stretched yet, because I'm like, I don't know if it's finished or not yet. But it's been like a couple months and I'll still look at it and I can't decide. So it's just part of the painful process, painfully slow. The joy of paintings, it's the joy of pain things, since fighting is like a pain thing. in a way, while I'm making my art, I'm still training and practicing my accuracy.
But there's that nice lead leg Tiffany's throwing. Kind of snap kicking it upstairs, making it quick. And then you see some level changes from the punches. Tiffany's throwing some good overhands, uppercuts.
Am I the only one in the world who makes paintings like this? I know I'm the only 10-time world champion in the world who makes paintings like this. Yeah, I think this one's done. Yeah, so after my last fight, my most recent fight, I presented a painting to my opponent, Manazo Kobayashi from Japan.
Tiffany, I understand you have a gift for Kobayashi. Please give it to her, of course.
To signify the promotions, the collaboration between Rise and Glory, I wanted to give this gift, this painting that I made for Kobayashi, her team, and Rise Promotion to say thank you. And I'm really excited about this collaboration for Glory, for Rise, for the sport of kickboxing. So from my soul to my canvas to you, this is a gift. Oh.
I got diagnosed with Asperger's about 2 years ago. So it was a very late diagnosis, which it was a huge relief because from a very, very young age, I already knew and felt there was something different about me and the way that I saw the world and interacted with the world, but I didn't know what it was. And in doing, learning more about the condition, or not even the condition, but learning more about that brain type, because having it isn't a bad thing. It's just like having a different operating system. It's like having an Apple versus an Android. I don't think kickboxing is like a disguise or a mask. I think the reason I'm so good at it is because of my Asperger's, because of the way that my brain is wired. I'm really high attention to detail. Kind of like this obsessive neurosis where I have to do it right. I have to know all the details. I think, yeah, the reason I'm so good at it is because of the way my brain works. And again, the way that I see colors and openings and perceive senses and space differently. I think it kind of gives me an advantage while kickboxing. I think it's a good abstraction of some combination of land, sun, and sea. It's not too obvious, but if you look, you can see the abstraction of it. Finished painting. And then I'll go to the art store, I'll measure it, run by the stretcher bars, and then I stretch the canvas around the bars myself. And then they're ready to be framed or just hung up. And here it is.